Hello, I'm Jean Palin. Thank you for tuning into our third episode of To the Rescue, The Journey to No Kill. If you've seen our other episodes, then welcome back. If you're new to our show, we're really glad you're watching.
And I'm Deborah Starr. Jean and I are especially glad you're watching because sustaining no kill in Manatee County depends upon you. When you keep up with Manatee County's animal rescue community, you can become a great no-kill advocate as you share information, inspiration, and ways to get involved with your friends and family.
That's right. And all the episodes of To the Rescue, The Journey to No Kill can be found at totherescuetv.com or metvweb.com. So again, welcome to episode 3. Today's show shares two or three amazing women who are each playing a huge part in our community as we unite for pets. But first, I want to share some good news with you. So far, we are 3 months into 2015 and moving in the right direction on our journey to no kill, Manatee. Manatee County Animal Services statistics show a save rate at the shelter for January of 2015 of 93% and February of 92%.
That's great.
While it is great, while those numbers really are good news, we have a long way to go for a truly sustainable no-kill community.
The save rates reflect hard work on both sides of the no-kill equation. To achieve a sustainable no-kill, as you know, it helps to follow a classic business model. Remember the principle of supply and demand that we all learned in college? If you don't want to have to euthanize for space, we need less homeless pets and more adoptions.
That makes sense. In any successful business model, inventory control is crucial. But in the case of animal rescue, we actually want less inventory. Our shelters and rescues are simply overwhelmed. How do we slow down the flow into their facilities and foster homes? Well, today's guest is going to tell us about how their wonderful program, Trap, Neuter, and Release, commonly referred to as TNR, has virtually eliminated euthanizing Manatee County cats at the shelter. We are so pleased to welcome Cheryl Wade from Gulf Shore Animal League. Welcome, Cheryl.
Hello, Cheryl.
And Cheryl has brought special friends.
I know, our favorite part of the show.
Can you share?
Yes.
Oh, let me have one. Who is this?
That's Little Joe.
Little Joe. Look at Little Joe. Oh my gosh.
Cheryl, explain to us what TNR is.
Well, Trap, Neuter, Release is a program where cats are humanely trapped in live humane traps. They are then taken to a vet where they are evaluated, spayed or neutered, microchipped, and then ear tipped is a very important part, that their left ear is tipped so that you can tell that they've been through the program.
So people who don't know what tipping is, you literally are taking a little piece off, so it's got
the left
like
ear, yes.
Instead of a triangle, now it's straight across.
Straight across. That is done, while they're under sedation, so it doesn't hurt them. And that's so. If you ever see a cat out in the community that has its left ear tipped, that means that they have been through a program.
Has been neutered.
Neutered.
So really, we don't need to pick that cat up and rescue it. It's been put back
gone
as
through
a
a
community
program.
cat.
Yes, they receive a 3-year rabies shot at the same time they are when they are vetted.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Right.
Just to be able to visualize and
Yes.
see that somebody's spayed or neutered. 'Cause
Yes.
that's hard to tell otherwise, isn't it?
And then they are released to the area that they were picked up, trapped. We have quite a few people that take care of colonies and are very concerned. They don't mind taking care of them, they just don't want them reproducing.
Well, let me ask you, use the word colonies. Do most feral cats live in community?
Most do.
I see. So the goal is then to reduce those colony sizes over time. Do I get that right?
Yes.
And what are the statistics? How does that work as far as the colony reduction? What have you found?
Over the years, it slowly, is reduced by, because they're not reproducing, male cats that may be coming from surrounding areas for cats, the females that are in heat, no longer come to the area.
Right.
So
I think
you
I
know,
had
over
something-
time,
yeah, like
it
20% or
gradually,
something?
yes, it
Do you
gradually
think
reduces
20% a
the
year is realistic to estimate?
yes.
Somewhere around there. So that,
I remember hearing that, and this was some years ago in Stanford when they first started a TNR program there, that the campus, Stanford University, was overrun with feral cats. And they started a TNR program, and it reduced and reduced and reduced to a very small number of new
Yes.
cats wandering in. A very small number. That it's a very successful way to
Yes.
control feral cats humanely.
Yes, because if you just go in and you remove the cats, there's generally a food source or something, and new cats are just going to be move in.
right, so you're just dealing with the problem in a proven way that,
Yes.
that works. How did you get started in it? How long have you been doing it, and how do you do it?
Well, I got started about 10 years ago. Actually, where I work, there was a stray cat, and it had kittens. And somebody stopped by, gave me a card for Gulf Shore Animal League, and I went ahead and met them, put a trap out for the cat, had it within 20 minutes. Thought, well, this is really easy.
Well, tell me real quick. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the traps. Why does a cat go into a trap?
The trap is actually it will trigger itself. So you
Right.
bait it with food, really something smelly like tuna, nice
Right.
fresh cat food, and most of these cats are generally fairly easy to trap.
They're hungry.
They're hungry.
Yeah.
Even though they are, a lot of them are in colonies and are fed. If you entice them with something that's a little different from their usual diet.
Than the usual
yes.
fare. And then they'll go in and
And it traps them, and there's no harm to them when they're in the traps. And generally, they stay very quiet, cover the trap, and then transport them to veterinary clinic to have
Okay.
surgery.
The nature, I have always understood of feral cats is that they don't want to be handled. They are not
Generally not.
human trained, sort of. Is
Now,
that right?
of course, this also includes stray cats. There's a lot of cats that are stray, and sometimes we get very friendly ones.
They're more like neighborhood cats. or
Neighborhood
community
cats.
So if
Community
you get a cat that's
cats.
friendly, do you put it back or do you put it up for adoption?
We generally put them back now because it could be somebody in the neighborhood's cat.
Yeah.
Now, if we're in an area and they know that it's not someone's cat and it's very friendly, then we will put it into an adoption program.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your adoption program. How many adoptions do you do? I guess these guys are going in adoption, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to hear the story of these
Yeah,
guys in
yeah.
a minute. But
Well, last year we ran 271 cats through our adoption program.
it's great.
And they're all cared for in foster homes, and then are networked on our website, and also the local pet supermarket stores
Oh, nice.
allow us. We
Okay.
partner with them, and so the kittens and cats are in there.
So you bring
People
them
can
in,
see.
and do they come in and go back to their foster homes, or do they stay there permanently?
A
overnight?
little of both.
Okay.
Tell us the story of these babies that you have here.
Okay.
These are feral kittens?
Well,
they're obviously not.
Well, really. I
Mommy
mean, I don't know.
might have
yes.
been, right?
Actually, these cats, the mother was being cared for over in a location over off the river.
By a
and
neighbor?
By some residents. That also already have one cat that has run through our TNR program. And then the mother showed up, and they gave me a call, said, they've been feeding her, but they noticed she was getting a little plump. So I said, well, let's get her trapped. So we went over there, trapped her, and while she was waiting in the trap to be evaluated by the vet later on that day, she had the kittens. They called me and said, oh, we have a surprise for you.
How many kittens? did
There's
you-
5.
Oh my gosh. So these are 2 of those 5 kittens?
Yes, we have one little boy, little Joe, who is black, and then 4 little girls that are black and white.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at how cute with the little markings on her face and everything.
Actually, Papa was over at this location. We kind of got him as a bonus, and he kind of had his last hurrah because he was a big black and white tomcat, and there wasn't any doubt.
Right, he was
who
the daddy. Right.
Daddy was.
Right. Now, one thing that people may not know that I've learned doing rescue is that cats their litters can have more than one father.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a really interesting thing because apparently as they ovulate and the eggs fall and there's a new Tom in town, You get a Siamese, you get a black
that's
and
true
With
white.
dogs too.
So
actually.
you'll
And
get
rabbits.
different,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get like an assortment sometimes of
Yeah,
litters.
trying to figure out, okay, how many daddies were
Yeah.
here? Yeah, so that's
Yes.
that's pretty wild.
So for people in a neighborhood who they see a cat or a couple of cats roaming around all the time, and talk to us about, say that cat is not neutered.
Yes.
Okay. How many times a year can a cat have a litter?
Well, an unneutered male cat can
Right.
just,
Right, but
all the
females.
time. But a female, generally, I think they could have 2 to 3 litters a
And
year.
each one could have 5 or 6.
Oh, definitely.
kittens.
We've had litters up as large as 7.
Right.
So we're talking 15, 20, whatever
Yes.
cats from one unneutered female.
Yes.
per year.
It's
And then each one of
exponential.
those, right, exponentially, you're
Right.
in thousands and thousands.
Yeah.
I can
like that.
absolutely see why
Yeah.
this is necessary.
Well-
What is the resistance to trap, neuter, release programs? I have heard that there is some people say, we don't want them to do that. Why? Do you know?
Well, actually, we have very little here in
good.
Manatee County.
Manatee County's very
Yes.
pro, yeah, which has been good.
We were very fortunate in 2011 to sign a partnership with Manatee County Animal Services and the Humane Society of Manatee County, where virtually all cats, stray feral cats that are trapped coming into Manatee County Animal Services are sent to Humane Society, where they are spayed and neutered, vaccinated, and then Gulf Shore takes them back to the area that they were.
That's a great partnership.
on
Yes.
the Manatee
And
United
now
for
I'm
Pets.
assuming you have about 20 paid staff. Is that correct, Cheryl?
No, we have about 20, all volunteer staff.
And that is pretty amazing. About how many volunteers do you have? Can you estimate for us?
20, but generally there's about 6 of us that do the hands-on with the
then you have the
kittens, and then we
Right.
do have the fosters, when
So
the
if
little
somebody
kittens
wants to
come in.
help,
How can they help?
Someone wants to help, we need fosters, we always need trappers. They can contact us at our website,
we'll share that
www.
information.
Yes.
And if a person, say, doesn't want to regularly be a volunteer, but sees a cat in their neighborhood frequently and wants to trap it, can they do that?
Yes,
And how?
they can contact us. We loan out traps, and we'll either assist them or, tell them how to do that. They can also, if they can get a hold of the cat, they can call Animal Services, and they will pick it up
I
for
see.
them.
Okay.
That's great.
wonderful.
Cheryl, this has been so wonderful having you here.
thank you.
Quick, give us your website or how people can donate real quickly.
Our website is www.gsalinc.org.
GSAL, Gulf Shore Animal League.org,
Right.
GSAL.org.
Right, so
Yes.
donate, help
Donate.
out, and the good news is in Manatee County, we are not euthanizing cats
That's correct.
for space.
Yes.
So
Thank you,
Thank you
thank
for what
Thank
you
you.
do.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
being
having
here,
us.
Cheryl.
Bye-bye.
What an amazing woman, and the work she does is remarkable.
And did she tell you why she had to leave?
Yeah,
quickly?
yeah. What's she going to do?
She's going to trap 20 cats. She's leaving from here to go trap 20 cats. On Saturday, they're having 60 cats neutered at the Manatee County Humane Society. 60 cats.
Now, and she works.
Yes.
So she's taken off work for 3 days to be able to do all this. I mean,
Amazing.
these are dedicated. Speaking of dedicated people, our second wonderful woman of the day, Lisa Williams, is here from Moonracer. Welcome.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Who did you bring with you?
This is Samson.
Tell us about Samson.
Samson was found a couple of months ago wandering around Palmetto. An animal services officer found him and called us and said, please, we can't take him to the shelter. He's in such bad shape. Please come and get him at the emergency clinic. And we did.
What kind of bad shape was he in?
He was starved. You could see every bone in his body.
Oh, my.
He was covered in mange. He hardly had any fur whatsoever, maybe a little tuft hair.
Wow.
His feet were bleeding every time he took a step just blood oozed out everywhere.
It's hard to believe because he looks remarkable.
Look at him. I know that that our viewing public is seeing pictures right now of Samson before, and you can see him
here,
in
baby.
front of you after. That's really an amazing recovery.
He is amazing, and
And
he's
he's
a
in a
good
wonderful
boy.
foster, right? I
Oh,
understand
yes.
his foster has gone above and beyond with the baths and the care.
Tremendous care, and so much love. Always, you know, he has a routine. He has vitamin C. He has extra boosts for his immune system.
Yeah.
He gets the baths. He gets everything he needs. He's spoiled.
Well, tell us a little bit about Moonracer. I know there's a neat story. I don't think you've heard this.
No.
About how you got your name.
Oh, the name is from the TV show, The Christmas Story, Rudolph. There's a flying lion who's the king of his own island, the island of misfit toys. And he flies around and gathers up all the misfit toys that nobody wants.
Yeah.
You see the
and he says
parallel?
they can stay
Sure.
there on his island forever until someone loves them.
That's perfect.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's
It
what
gives me
we do.
goosebumps.
That's what is special about Moonracer Rescue, I have to say. I mean, there are a lot of rescues, thank goodness, in the area, and many specialize in different areas. You guys specialize in the dogs that are not going to get adopted
Right.
if you don't do something, if you don't interfere.
Not only
in
not
the
get adopted,
process.
but probably be euthanized.
Probably be, well,
Right.
they have been in the past. They
because-
were always euthanized.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
A dog like Samson would not have had a chance to survive.
No,
Right.
people were terrified to look at him. It was sad.
Right.
Yeah.
And we just have to see what's in there.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Bring it out.
Right. So, how do you financially survive taking these hard cases, which cost, lots of vet bills, right?
It's a lot of vet bills, and we do get deep discounts from wonderful vets.
Lovely.
And we get donations. We do the Bridge Street Market. We do online fundraisers, sometimes for the really hard cases. Not for every dog, that's just,
Right.
but we solicit donations, and people donate just because they like what we do.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So really, for people who want to get to a rescue that really takes the hard luck cases, the misfits, so to speak, gives them a second chance at
They
life.
start as misfits. They
They
end up
begin
as
as
great
misfits.
pets.
Right.
They're inside, they're wonderful.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And this is a good cause. If you're looking for a good cause, this is a good cause. And then I know you need fosters too, as well as money, right?
Desperately.
Really?
Desperately.
That is your system of how you take care of the dogs, is
Absolutely.
foster families.
In a foster home, the dogs get the good care they need. They learn how to live with a family, and they're ready to be adopted when it's time, when they're healthy.
That makes sense. Do you know, last week I was in New York City, and the good news is, I guess, in New York City, is that there's an explosion of dogs. A friend of mine who lives there said, I've never seen it. There's now a vet on every corner. There's a pet store on every corner. There are dogs everywhere. The bad news is they all look to me to be designer dogs. Do you know?
Sure. Right.
Dogs from pet stores, from puppy mills, and it made me just
Cringe.
Oh,
Yeah,
cringe,
yeah.
because I know that there are
Right.
wonderful animals like Samson out there who could go to a good home. What's the toughest dog you've ever had? Is Samson up there in the
In the
toughest?
tough medical
Yes,
categories, sure,
medically.
he was, but
Samson sees another doggy here.
Here. Samson, look.
the toughest was Michelle.
Tell me about Michelle.
Michelle was found in the shelter by some volunteers taking pictures. She was starved. It was an abuse situation. She was starved and just left after she had puppies, and she got terrible infections. She needed a mastectomy of all her
Wow.
Wow.
area there. And she improved within 2 weeks. It's just amazing.
The resilience that they have, isn't it?
A little food, a little love, a little care. They're wonderful.
Yeah. And do you have all different, in foster right now, do you have small dogs, large dogs, different
We
breeds?
do. We take small dogs that need help. We just recently had a little Shih Tzu with one eye. We take Chihuahuas who are need to calm down.
I've told this before. My sister adopted a blind Shih Tzu from one of the local rescue groups. She came over from Orlando because she wanted to do rescue.
Come here, buddy. Come
And
Come here.
she always said, my sister is like in her late 70s, and she
Yeah.
said, this is just one old broad helping another. And I love that
Right.
notion.
Yeah.
You know, I really
Yeah. But
we,
appreciate it.
we do love
yeah.
senior dogs too. We
Yeah.
took,
Yeah.
we took a blind and deaf English bulldog at
Oh,
the
my.
shelter. Someone had left her in the woods, and we just gave her the last months of her life. She was very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what people may not realize is how important what you do is. As little as, let's say, 4 years ago, Manatee County was killing 50 to 55% of all the dogs that came in,
Right.
and cats.
Would have been him,
Right.
right?
Cumulatively, 55%. Manatee County was not a particularly evil county in the, compared with all the counties across the country. Everybody was doing that.
Well, they didn't have a choice.
Right.
When you don't have fosters, when you don't have resources,
That's right.
what are you supposed
so,
to do?
So first,
yeah.
first what happened is when you get going and you get going on no kill, and it's easier to get the little ones adopted, the cute ones adopted, then you get to the tough population, and you're
Right.
dealing with the tough population,
Right.
dogs that have had tough times,
Absolutely.
but can be great pets.
Absolutely, just like some of us.
Really, it's
She has an affinity for it.
It's kind of
Yeah.
true. I think when I watch
here, buddy.
pit bulls
Come
and
here.
parolees
Oh, yeah.
on TV, she always says dogs are. She's talking particularly about pit mixes and pit
Sure.
bulls, but she said they are much more forgiving than humans.
Oh, gosh,
they are
yes.
so forgiving of,
gosh.
of bad treatment, of
Absolutely.
the way their lives have been. They're ready to fall in love
And
immediately.
the pit bull and pit bull mixes, bully breeds in general, are just the best dogs. We just need more education
Yeah.
about how great they
Right,
are.
right.
What do you think?
Samson is.
Samson.
He looks like the personal dog I had. He's a Greyhound Shepherd mix, I think. We can't be sure.
Right.
Samson,
He
come
can
here,
get on
buddy.
the chair if he wants
You
to.
He
wanna
can
sit
do
in the
whatever
chair?
he wants. Yeah,
I
he's a
love you.
really sweet boy. So if you're able to address a lot of people, what do you want? What are you
do you
asking
need?
people? What do you need?
We are asking for foster homes, people who can help us get the dogs seen and out at events. We'd like more young people to join us. That's the way to change the world. And
True.
Good thought.
Right.
Yep.
education about spay and neuter.
And how do
Definitely.
people reach you? I mean, to give if they want to donate or
We have an
volunteer?
active Facebook page. It's just Moonracer No Kill Animal Rescue. MoonracerAnimalRescue.com is our website.
Any
Conversation.
making friends
Yeah,
here.
our
going
next
on,
guest
by
is
the
in the
way.
wings, and I'm
Email.
very excited. Yeah.
And we will rescue him if somebody wants to foster.
Right.
Okay, so if anybody's watching and you would like to be a foster home, or you're looking for some place to make a big difference, Moonracer's the place.
That's right.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Lisa, thank you
Our
so
fosters are
much.
fantastic.
Say that again.
Our fosters are just fantastic.
Good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing Samson. Samson's ready.
Oh,
Look at this.
he's climbing
I
up.
love it. Samson's
Samson's taking a seat.
either ready to go home or get on the chair.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you
Lisa.
so much.
Two great women and just amazing stories of rescue. And now we have someone here with us who really can't speak for himself, so we're going to speak for him.
We are. This wonderful dog is named Finnegan. I really hope you can see Finnegan's face. Is he pretty? I don't think he's so pretty. You will see that his face is scarred. And that's because Finnegan, in his former life, shall we say, was a bait dog. Do you want to talk about what a bait dog is? Because not everyone
I
may
hate
know.
talking
I
about it
know.
in detail. It's certainly not a pleasant subject, but basically, there are people who fight dogs, and they take dogs who are friendly dogs who will not fight back, and they use them as bait to teach other dogs to fight and to attack. And the amazing, amazing things about the bait dogs that seem to come into animal services
Right.
are that they're wonderful dogs and they're sweet.
Right.
This dog not only loves people,
Yeah.
but he likes other dogs.
That's
He's super
amazing.
friendly. And can you imagine? I mean, he's been tortured.
I can.
Again, looking at his face, they can't say for sure he's a bait dog because they didn't catch anybody fighting him.
Right.
But common sense tells you when you look at a face like this, and you see the scars that creep down his body and along his torso, that he's had some pretty rough life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look at him. He's like full of life and full of love, and
is.
going to make somebody a wonderful pet.
Finnegan was picked up in Palmetto, right?
Right.
On the streets in Palmetto. Lord knows what his life was before he was picked up. Finnegan's another example, like Moonracer's dogs, of a dog that formerly would have been euthanized very
No
quickly.
question, no question.
Absolutely no question. They would have said not adoptable because of his health, because of how he looked, because he looks mean, because of all the scars on his face.
Right.
It's a new day in Manatee County, and
Right.
dogs like Samson, Finnegan, have new way of getting new homes,
Right.
getting families, getting loving
Yeah.
environment.
And one thing that they're doing at Manatee County that's so important is they're bringing in trainers and evaluators to make sure that these dogs are safe, so that people don't have to worry that "Oh, this dog has scars and I'm worried about my children's
Yes.
safety." They're not going to release dangerous dogs. They're not going to release dogs who are a menace to society, so to speak.
Right.
But sweet dogs like this who need a second chance, and he's not alone, Jean. There's a dog named Biscuit right now in adoption who's got scars and a torn ear.
Oh,
There's
my.
3 or 4 other ones that were brought in from a ring. 4 out of the 5 of them are adoptable. They've been evaluated. They're great with people. So we want to make sure that the dogs that go back out are wonderful, but this is one of them. And if he's still an adoption, when people see this, I hope that
Yeah.
they come forward and get pick Finnegan or pick someone like
so
him, because
do I.
this doesn't, this tells a sad story, but this tells a very happy story with the wagging of the tail.
That's
So,
right. And among the people who work at Manatee County Animal Services, the fact is they're beginning to call these dogs forgiveness dogs. And I think the idea is the dogs forgive.
They do.
The
They
dogs
forgive
immediately
all.
forgive and are ready to just love anyone who will take them into their homes and love them back. So
Yep, and they're a big part of the journey, and we hope that you will become part of that journey. There's so many things that you can do. As you've seen, you can work with Gulf Shore Animal League
Yep.
if you like cats. You can help Moonracer or other rescues. You can volunteer at the shelter. And if you can't, if you're busy, you can donate, because it takes money to save these lives, and it takes commitment as a county. And I'm proud of Manatee County because we are on the road and on the journey to no kill.
I agree. There are real lives at stake here, and we can all come to the rescue somehow. So please, join our journey.
Thank you. I'm Deborah Starr. We'll see you next time.
I'm Jean Palin. Come back again.
Thank you.